There's a bunch of Rule 34 of her. Look at Ratchet and Clank, man. Best friends, always have each other's back, can communicate with each other properly even though one's a living creature and the other looks like Invader Zim's cousin. God, I'm so alone.
But you're not.
What? Clank, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. I think I put the wrong type of beans in my coffee. What are you doing here? Are you here to rob me?
No, I'm here to show you something. Something incredible.
You doing alright there, Clank? It sounds like you had one too many of these beans, too.
Shut the f up, it's not my fault your cheap ass can't pay for voice actors. I'm here to show you this.
What is that?
It's Secret Agent Clank, my personal spin-off game.
It looks amazing.
It is. Touch it, and you'll get to see it in all its glory.
Okay, say no more. Huh. Looks like I can play the game now. Let's see if I have time for... Son of a bitch took my watch! Ratchet and Clank. You know them. No, that's Jack and Dexter. They're a different PlayStation exclusive about a guy with pointy ears and his short, non-humanoid companion. There they are! Ratchet and Clank are some of the most beloved PlayStation mascots. Up there with Sly Cooper, Kratos, Sackboy, Crash, and Fat Princess. Who could forget about her? I mean, really, who could? She takes up the entire damn screen. But Ratchet and Clank have always had some of the most loved games for the PlayStation. Their peak was mostly during the PS2 era when they released a ton of critically acclaimed games. And recently, a movie based off their games was released which had less than favorable reviews. There was also a game based off the movie, which was based off the game, which this PS4 is also technically a remaster of, but it just looks like the movie and it's a web of complications. Better not dive too much into it. You might never find your way out. But most of these games are very adored by the Ratchet and Clank fanbase because of their fun platforming gameplay and the lovable characters. It's all good fun enjoyment for the fans of the main series games, but there were some spin-offs made. Yeah, you think Ratchet and Clank is some simple stuff? Nah, there's layers to this. There were two spin-offs made for the PSP, one of them being called Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. Well, as a guy, that is very rude. Size should not matter at all. All sizes are good. What was I talking about again? Size Matters was seen as a nice and enjoyable experience for the PSP and a good spin-off for the franchise. But there was another spin-off made for the PSP. Recently it was actually brought to my attention by a friend that there is another spin-off for the PSP called Secret Agent Clank, and I did not know that actually existed. Just like the PSP up until 10 minutes ago. Now a lot of you might be thinking, TheChrisDex, why are you talking about this game out of all the Ratchet and Clank games out there? And I will answer that question by saying that this game was also ported to the PS2 from the PSP. So they put a handheld game on a home console. As anyone who works with images might know, taking a very small picture and then enlarging it to fit the screen does not look very good. So now the question is, were the developers able to make an enjoyable experience for the PS2? And to answer that question, I will say, does size matter? Absolutely not. Okay, that's the end of that debate. So why is this game seen as such a bad game then? What did it do? Did it beat up someone's grandma? Is Clank gonna have to go to court for curb stomping old Miss Angela? No, but it's almost just as bad. Miss Angela had it coming. This is actually one of the promotional images used to advertise the game. We have our protagonist and under him it says, his identity is classified. You can call him Secret Agent Clank. Unless I'm mistaken, that's Clank from Ratchet and Clank. Boom, got it. Can I go home now? You know, I've been talking nonsense and making fun of the promotional material, but how about we actually take a look at the game?
That's the spirit.
Clank, you son of a bitch. You better give me my watch back. When I catch you, I'm going to turn you into a toilet. And I'm not talking about one of those rich people ones they got over there in Japan. I'm talking about a toilet in a porta potty in the middle of New York City. Here we go. We can see our pal over here is reading a newspaper. A newspaper? What year is it? 2008? Oh. So I kid you not, the loading screen in this game is just a cutscene of Clank flying endlessly through the vast emptiness of space. Clank, I think there's something wrong with your GPS. Have you been using Apple Maps again? He makes it to a museum and we can see that there's someone on the property. Oh no, it's Ratchet. I would have never seen that coming. You know, sometimes you think your friend's getting a milkshake from Chick-fil-A, but nope, turns out they're robbing a priceless artifact.
in a tiny room with some 2-bit bag of bolts.
So is no one gonna talk about how he has these red dots on his head? Like, do they think it's a new fashion trend or something? All the cool kids wear red dots, but I wear green ones because my mom says I have to be unique.
The eye has been taken where no one will ever find it. You may have me now, but there hasn't been a prison built that can hold me.
I will break out of here. Y'all hear me? You know El Chapo? You know who broke him out? That was me!
Complete retinal comparison on the news image.
How the hell did you get a retinal scan from this? One of the images is black and white and the other is in color. You can't properly analyze pupils like that. And also, this security camera footage is a little too high quality for my liking. There we go, that's more like it.
Agent, there's no time to waste. I need you to re-enter the museum and find out where the eye has been taken. Inside the museum, you'll find robot security guards, tank bots.
Aren't y'all the good guys? Can't you just ask for permission to investigate the scene? And also, why is there not already a police investigation? You'd think they would have called up L from Death Note by now. Now we get into the gameplay and we have to dodge sentry lights, and here's what happens if we get caught.
The guards will throw down dogs if they see you in their flashlight beams. Be ready to attack them.
Oh there he is! Guard dogs, go! After you get past all that, you get into the museum, and in order to hide from the guards, you have to pose as a statue in order to evade them. So I was talking to a friend who also played this game, and she told me that apparently in the very first level, she encountered a glitch where all time stopped and the guards stopped moving. So unless Clank is secretly Goldo from Dragon Ball Z, I think there's a game-breaking glitch in the very first level. I think you need to update the firmware on these guards, no wonder y'all got robbed. How'd you get footage of No Time to Die? As Clank you get plenty of different types of attacks, and one of them is even a stealth takedown. Oh yeah, that was a real stealthy takedown. Really caught him by surprise there. Can we see how many frames there were between the time it took to perform the action and the time it took to incapacitate the guard? Let's see, there were no frames. Now that is what I call stealth. After that, you shut down more robot dogs and absorb them in order to become the ultimate robot life form, Terminator Clank. In the museum, you can also find vendor machines where you can buy upgrades like teaching Clank how to do Kung Fu from a floppy disk. Master Miyagi would be disappointed in you, mostly because he taught karate, not Kung Fu. There's also some exhibits in the museum, like the nagging show cries of the tourist spot. Wow, even in this futuristic world with no humans, there are still Karens. Good lord.
A delivery from the agency.
Oh, that's just great. I'm over here, but the agency dropped their package across the room. There's a million obstacles between me and the package. No wonder they weren't scared to rob the eye, since apparently everyone at this agency is incompetent. After that, you have to get past some laser beams in a minigame section, which was one of the biggest problems with the game. There were so many minigames in it. In this one, you have to match up with the rhythm of the game in order to get past the beams. Because I'm sure that's what most robbers are thinking when they're about to perform a heist. Let me just pull out my Spotify playlist and this will be a piece of cake. After you complete that minigame section, which lasts 4 minutes, you finally get to the scene of the crime.
Ancient proverb. Mind your own beeswax. Made by Use Your Noodle Cookie Company, Asianica. I believe I have found a clue to the location of the eye.
Is it the Panda Express from down the street? Because I think it's the Panda Express from down the street.
Of course, there's a thriving black market there. They must be trying to unload it.
Wait, so you all know there's a black market there, and you haven't shut it down yet? It's thriving, too. Amazon probably built their headquarters there. Is she running the black market? Is that why it hasn't shut down yet? You're on thin ice, lady.
How did I get here? The last thing I remember was brushing my teeth and...
Robbing a museum? I mean breakfast.
If you want to survive in here for more than today, you better have a little fight in you.
Yeah, you don't want to end up getting in a tussle with Big O. His prison sentence is already over, but he's still here for some reason. After that, we play as Ratchet as he gets thrown into a literal prison death pit and has to survive wave after wave of angry prisoners with a score to settle. And for some reason, Ratchet also gets access to high-powered weapons inside of a maximum security prison. So this is what they spent their budget on. Prison cells in order to hold more prisoners? Or cool guns in order to make prisoners fight to death? I don't know about you, but I know which one I'm picking. You have to survive 9 rounds of this without dying in order to complete the mission, and you can get a Firebomb Wrench mod for dealing with prison anarchy. Then you go back to playing as Clank as he goes to visit the city with the black market.
A lawless city run by the evil Number Wu and his robot ninja army.
You Yeah, don't get him confused with Number Boo and his evil robot samurai army. So what exactly was the plan if he jumped off and missed the bucket? Oh, Clank missed the bucket. Plan failed. Everyone go home.
Bravo, Hector, Serpentine, go, go, go. The turkey is in the dishwasher.
Yeah, I get that. I also confused my oven with my dishwasher, so I have to buy so many plates. Then you control these miniature robots that were sent in order to save Clank, and they're a pain in the ass to control. And I think it really shows off this game was not meant for the PS2. You finally save Clank after turning off some beams, and now he's off to find Number Woo. Okay, so I'm not an expert detective or anything, but I think he went in the direction of the footsteps. After that, you have to travel through the city in order to find Number Woo, and more mini-games, of course. You have to play some jacked up version of Clank 4, and it's not easy to do. I don't want to play mini-games, I want to beat up a robot Chinese emperor. You know what? I think I've seen enough. Secret Agent Clank, you broke me. I will never talk about a PSP game that got ported over to the PS2, okay? I've learned my lesson. As soon as I saw the robot drug dealers, I knew I had gone way too far. Please, no more, no more.
You have passed the test.
Clank!
This was a test, and I am happy to say that you have passed.
What did I get?
You now have the knowledge of your ancestors, and are wiser than you were 10 minutes ago.
Are you serious?
Knowledge is the most important currency you can have.
I guess you're right, Clank.
Of course. Also, you don't have to pay for this lesson.
How much?
Your watch.